Okay, so what is up, guys? Welcome to the ILG LCL Amateur Finals between Team Pew Pew Lasers and Team Furious 5. I'm Defiance, here joined by my co-caster Zedias. What is up, Zedias?
Hello! I'm super excited to see our first final going in for our leagues. This is just the start, followed soon by semi-pro and pro leagues. So I really can't wait to get this thing going.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey for both of these teams. Over the past 2 to 3 weeks, they have been toiling it out in several matches and they have proven themselves worthy to face off against each other in the finals of the Amateur League. So yeah, let's talk a bit about the bans. The bans coming in from the blue team, which are Blitzcrank and Fizz, and the first ban for the purple team was Quinn and Leeson, of course.
Yeah, I'm surprised they banned the Blitzcrank because Death Joke is Furious 5 support. And ordinarily, I've only seen him play Alistar, so I'd actually, like, if I were PP Lasers, I'd rather choose that. Unless they have a very specific reason for letting the Alistar through. Maybe they're very confident around that pick, it looks like. But Furious 5 doing some really good target banning right now onto Pew Pew Lasers. The Quinn ban directly, actually on Captain Awesome, who is their player, who isn't quite playing, so I'm not quite sure why they're still going for it. But the Lee Sin ban coming through, I'm quite surprised they aren't particularly targeting Grimsley here, because Quinn, Lee Sin, and Leona, none of them are mid picks, and Grimsley is their mid laner. And we did see Grimsley do superbly well on a Katarina in like their first or second match. I'm not quite sure which one. So yeah, really interesting to see how they're handling each other, both teams.
Yeah. Quite surprising to see the Nami and the Nasus bans going through, because Scarlet played a really good Nami in the last game, but she decided to go for Janna. Janna, quite a good support in the current meta.
Yep, indeed. That peeling power is not a joke, gentlemen.
She can get you out of every single bad situation if you end up being with her right next to you, of course. And there we see Death Joke immediately going for that Alistar. Like I said, I'm not quite sure why they banned the Blitzcrank over the Alistar against Death Joke. Probably they must have faced him in an earlier game where they saw his Blitzcrank and kind of didn't want to face it quite as much. But Scarlet on that Janna, it is a most comfortable pick. In fact, it's a favorite champion I hear. She keeps talking about it a lot, and she has played a great many amount of games. So you can expect to see some really good Janna plays from her, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think the reason behind not banning the Alistar for the blue team was because they decided that they would first pick the Janna, and they already knew that the purple team would pick an Alistar. Janna actually counters Alistar a bit. She can knock Alistar up when he tries to do his combo, and making him fail his combo completely. And when Alistar just initiates on the team, Janna can just ulti and force everyone away. So I think that's quite a good pick.
Yeah, good. This indicates that they actually knew that Death Joke does go Alistar, and they were like, let's rather play around Death Joke's Alistar instead of trying to ban it against them and probably risking a Janna ban on their end. So, because we did see the Leona being banned, but yeah.
So, speaking about the junglers, Rek'Sai being picked as well as Hellcaster hovering over that Sejuani. Rek'Sai is quite a strong jungler. I've been playing him quite a bit myself. I mean her, sorry. Yeah, Rek'Sai is a girl. I've been playing Rek'Sai quite a bit. So yeah, she is really strong in the jungle with her early ganks. Especially if she gets that chilling smite early, she'll be quite presence all over the map, and she can help the purple team take quite a few bit of objectives early in the game. Hellcaster on the other hand going for the Javan 4. Javan also one of the top tier junglers in the current meta right now. His ganks are absolutely brutal when he lands his EQ combo, and he clears the jungle fast as well. The ADCs on the other hand, Caitlyn picked on the blue team, and the Corki being picked on the purple team. Well, in the current meta, Varun, I must say that Corki heavily outscales Caitlyn later on in the game, right?
Totally, but again, whenever I talk about AD carries, there is only so far that you can go in theory when it comes to champion-wise, because in the end, like a player's skill alone can pretty much outshine even counter picks that they're playing. So Caitlyn, she has always been there, It's just that there has been nothing. She hasn't been glorified as much as Corki was, or a Lucian was,
Yeah.
or a Vayne was. So she's pretty much always been there with that huge amount of early range and her ability to just completely kind of give enemy laners hell for
Yeah.
their for CSing and whatnot. And going back to the Jarvan pick, I'd also like to mention that Jarvan has a 100% pick and ban rate in this tournament. Like
Oh wow.
it's
Okay.
just absurd how much Jarvan has been played so
So
far in
every
this
game has
tournament.
a Javan picked or
Yep.
banned. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
Holy. Wow. That's quite nice.
So Grimsley, I kind of expected that to happen. I half expected him to pick Katarina, so that in tandem with the Jarvan it might sort of work. But given that it is a Janna and a Jarvan, like what?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go Yasuo? I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, I think Yasuo would have been better suited on the purple team rather than the blue team.
yeah, no, not really. Like yes, you do. It's both kinds. Like you normally look at an Alistar. Yes, you would look at an Alistar for the Yasuo knockup, but a Janna and a Jarvan is pretty much the same. At least
Yeah.
when you are in that 5v5 teamfight scenario, it's like they're not going to have too much trouble casting their knockups. And it's Scarlet talking about. So we have a confident Janna player. It's not someone who's new to
Yeah.
support as well. So given going by player skill alone, you're already confident that okay, you will get targets to knock up as a Yasuo, and I'll just go ahead and do it.
Hmm. Yeah, Ari being picked in by Yellow Flash. You are a pretty good Ari player yourself, so just tell me how this matchup will go. Grimsley as Yasuo versus Ari in the middle lane.
My version of this is well, it's okay. First of all, I mean, as usual, it always comes down to player skills. But theoretically, Ari has a slight edge because like Yasuo's one wind wall, unless he is able to totally predict the Ari's timing for her skills, is really hard to cast in the lane. And he could, like, half the times he could very well end up casting the wind wall, casting an empty wind wall which blocks nothing, and the Ari just waiting it out and then all inning him later on. So that chance is there. However, Yasuo is also heavily evasive thanks to his literally zero cooldown E, which only depends on whatever units he has dashed to previously. So he's highly mobile against the Ari, so the Ari will probably not fight the Yasuo in the presence of her own minions, preferably, unless she's willing to take the chance and miss a charm. In which case, like, and also if the Ari does miss a charm, that gives every motive and incentive for Yasuo to just go right in and just delete her. So it's a rough lane. It's gonna be a rough lane
Yeah.
for either one of them.
So it's basically a skill matchup. The person who
Yeah.
outskills the other player will basically win. So let's
Yeah.
talk about the top lane for a while. In my opinion, it's gonna be quite a boring top lane. It's Nasus against Shen. So both of these like players are not the players, like the champions are not that exciting to watch. They will probably
They
be
have
focusing
teleports
on
though, so
farming.
there'll be
Yeah,
something.
when they do
There'll
teleport
be
gank,
something,
so
yeah.
yeah, Shen with his ulti, he can make something happen in some other lane when he decides to go for it. But yeah, top
Talk me
lane
through the
Nasus
junglers,
versus
man.
Shen. What?
How would the junglers go? I mean, you've played a fair bit of
Well,
Rek'Sai yourself, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't. Like when this patch came out, I have actually been playing far fewer games than I have in previous patches, so I'm not fully aware of how Rek'Sai generally works. I have seen games where he has been played, but I'd like to believe that Damage Jarvan kind of does decently against Rek'Sai, but I
Yeah.
don't know. People preach that
Well,
Rek'Sai's
the
damage
thing
output
about
is much
Rek'Sai
better.
right now is Rek'Sai as well as Jarvan, both of these are top tier junglers. Both of them have decent clear speed, but when it comes to ganks, I think Rek'Sai has a decent advantage over Jarvan after level 6. Since he can gank bot lane suppose, and if he has a tunnel on the top lane, he can just go directly to the top lane and then gank that lane. So instead of one gank, he's ganking two lanes. Whereas Jarvan's case is if some lane doesn't have flash and it's communicated to Jarvan in advance, so he can just go and gank that lane with his cataclysm, and it's for sure a kill in the favor of the
Right.
in the favor of the blue team if they play it well. So both of these junglers are like equally matched up in terms of clear speed as well as ganking. But when it comes to skill, we have to see which of them decide to go for early ganks and which of them decide to get their team the early lead.
It is a game of pressure nowadays where you're just trying
Yeah.
to get a small advantage and then you're completely pressuring the enemy out of their own
Yeah.
jungle and just gaining total jungle control, or at least that's the pattern we've been seeing for victory in
Yep.
this entire tournament so far. So yeah.
Yeah. So all of these players, I'm guessing, will be on their A game since this is the finals of the LGLCL Amateur League. This is Team Pew Pew Lasers versus Team Furious 5, and we'll be loading into the game in about a second, and there we go.
Remember, it is a best of three, guys. So
Yeah.
this is the first of three matches that will be played.
Hopefully, we don't have another one-sided game, and the games will be quite exciting.
I feel like this. I feel like no team should particularly like over strategize or overthink in their first game because they have like that other game to kind of fall back to in case things
Yeah.
go wrong. So I'm expecting both teams to just play it really safe and not try anything extremely fancy. But you can never tell. You can never tell. Some teams are just run with that confidence that yes, we can make this comp work.
I mean, they are
And,
pretty standard lanes.
in this game, I'm partly expecting Pew Pew Lasers to do it because they have two very comfortable picks. Actually, even three. I think Hellcaster goes Jarvan a lot, whereas I'm not quite sure about Pranjal Birdie's Caitlyn and Legend W Fairy's Nasus because one, I haven't particularly seen them. And but still, I mean, three people having their comfort picks, they might try to make some really aggressive plays and try to make it work just because of their experience with playing with those champions.
And if you get that
but-
early game win, I mean early lead in this best of 3 series, you'll have that one game to fall back to. You won't be as tensed in the second game, so it'll be nice for the team who picks up the win in this game.
Yeah.
So anyways, here we
again,
go.
it comes down to how the matches are win. If it's a one-sided battle, then as you said, if it becomes one-sided, then it'll be horrifying for the team that lost and then when they go into the second game.
Yeah, well, did you
So
load
we
into the
never know.
game? I'm at 43 seconds.
I'm at 28 actually, so it's fine. It's fine. You can cast it play-by-play. I can just
Okay, but we have to check
Anyway.
where the stream is at. Can you confirm? Because if I keep casting ahead
hang on.
and they're at 20 seconds, then I'm at 1 minute. What the hell? Why is my computer so awesome?
Okay. Just hit backspace once.
I did.
Okay. What am I
At
now?
52, 54,
Yeah.
55.
Perfect. Cast now. Perfect.
Okay, awesome.
30 seconds until minion spawn.
It's in it. Well, right now there aren't quite any big invades coming from both teams. We are seeing Furious 5 fall back and just kind of clump up around their blue buff just to kind of secure and make sure that no team tries anything. The enemy team is not trying anything funny. But doesn't look like PPLs are doing anything funny. So
Yeah, but that's good ward coverage on the part of PP lasers, covering all of the jungle entrances, just keeping an eye out for late invades.
even if Furious 5 have done a really good job. Like look at the fan out. A lane ward in the top brush, a ward in that single top brush, and a ward in both the bottom single brush as well as the bot lane river brush. So really good kind of fan out strategy, which my team personally does as well. So we're like big fans of it. And it's pretty much the easiest and the safest way to approach the early game. Which is good. This is always good to see.
What Jarvan looks to do is, I don't know why Smite hit that buff. I think he would have gone for that early red and then straight away gone to Rek'Sai's blue and did that late invade to catch him off guard. But he smited that red buff, so I don't think he'll be going for that invade. But that's the
Oh god, I
advantage
think
of
Ari is
having-
DC.
Ari did.
Oh wow,
looks
yeah.
like Ari
Yellow
did
Flash has
DC.
DC. He was just staying still doing nothing, so
Yeah.
Grimsley, though he did get his shield pop for free in the face of an AFK Ari, which is actually embarrassing. He did good to notice and not pretty much kill the Ari straight up. So yeah, good sportsmanship from Grimsley there.
Yep, and I think the boss came out from the blue team, I guess. Did it? No,
No, it
actually,
came from the red team. It came from the red.
yeah,
87 Gamer actually did. So yeah, I guess.
My chat is way down there, one sec. So,
it's actually
the advantages of having a Janna in your team, as you can see, Hellcaster on his Jarvan is completely full HP, whereas Rek'Sai is struggling in the jungle to just get the blue buff. He's already down to like 30% HP, but he looks to heal up with his W. And a bit of
again,
aggression going on in the bot lane.
wouldn't you quite attribute Jarvan's general having more health than Rek'Sai to the fact that he smited blue buff? I mean, he smited his red buff while Rek'Sai quite didn't. He actually started
That was
the
really
Gromp
surprising
earlier.
what he did, because
Yeah.
you usually start the Krogs, I guess. What are those called? Krogs, right? Krogs,
Yeah,
Krogs,
Gromp
whatever.
or Krugs. Yeah.
Krugs, yeah. If you start the Krugs, unless your bot lane is taking it, that is. So if your bot lane doesn't take it, you usually start the Krugs, which gives you quite a bit of XP. So I don't know, I started right, and you chose to smite it.
Birdie and Scarlet going
Yeah.
ham on that Corki in that bot lane. They're just coordinating their attacks way too well.
Yep, making
And
good
right now,
use of
Francis
that
Birdie looks to be.
shield and Howling Gale.
Yeah. I mean, she's literally trying to get him out of the
Yeah.
lane, like chase him out of lane. Probably even
Corki
kill
on
him
the
if
other hand,
Polygonus plays it wrong.
yeah, Corki on the other hand just goes, here, take my phosphorus bomb, and Scarlet just eats it in the face. Not much happening there in terms of damage.
Yeah,
Oh
and
god, the
wow,
mid lane, the
this is-
charm landing as well as the Q from Ari. One more hit should do it, and the one more
No.
hit doesn't do it. Grimsley just
No.
flashes out.
So I couldn't quite get around to seeing that. Like I could probably jump back and see. No, not quite. Never mind. It'd probably be too late to jump back into the game.
Yeah.
So
What happened
I
there was
believe
Ari landed
Ari
the charm,
kind of
yeah.
hit her charm. I think she did.
Yeah.
Did she land a charm? I couldn't quite see it. But if she did, then that's pretty much like a really big bonus for her. Provided she has mana, of course, to cast like
Yeah.
at least a W, if not another Q. So good that they ended up doing well. However, the flash obviously not quite working because you can kind of sense it if you've played enough mid lane whether she will die by the next auto attack. And I kind of did once I saw that he was ignited and that he had already put a basic attack. The next basic attack would not have killed him. I already kind of sensed it, so doesn't look like
Okay.
Yellow Flash did. And wow, this
And
guy.
here comes Rek'Sai with the ganks. The knockup didn't connect there. The knockup from Yasuo connects, but he decides to go in. I don't know what kind of an engage that was. Decides to eat a lot of damage. In comes down for the counter gank, missing his EQ, and then walks away slowly.
That was good observation on Grimsley's part because he noticed Yellow Flash going out of mana and that he wouldn't particularly queue. So that was really, really good observation on Grimsley's part. But yeah, to go all in on a Rek'Sai in the face of an Ari like that is really not advisable, as you said.
Yeah, I think Ari missed a charm that time. That's why Yasuo
That too.
survived. Yeah, if she landed the charm, that would have been a sure first blood. But both the summoners down for Ari, whereas Yasuo still has the ignite, so there's scope for a kill if Jarvan decides to gang the lane again.
Yeah, well, for now, it does look like not much action is. I mean, a lot of action has been happening, of course. Like, things are happening, but they just haven't been leading to kills. Like, as we saw in that mid lane, Ari blowing flash to try and kill Grimsley, which should have actually secured first blood, but no. Again, she missed a charm, so it looks like Ari is at the Yellow Flash has had the most chances to take first blood, but it hasn't quite been happening as we've seen. So yeah, I mean, I believe Yellow Flash will just play it safe until his flash is back up right now. And wow, what an engage!
Dead Joke landing the combo and exhausting Birdie. Corki deciding to go for Scarlet since she is the closest target. Rek'Sai decided to coming in, fails his burrow, and then slowly goes back to
Walk
the
of
jungle
shame.
after that.
Walk of shame.
Okay, let's
Get
talk.
all
I
this
would like to
hurts.
talk a bit about the jungling items that Rek'Sai went for. He went for the Trailblazer with that AoE smite. It gives you a low CD on smite, but it greatly reduces the ganking
Not
potential of a
anymore.
jungler.
Not anymore with this patch. Remember?
Wait, does it not?
Yeah, not anymore. And that
Wait,
was
one
the
second,
kind of
wait, the
biggest
charm
reason why
lands there.
nobody goes Dangerous Trailblazer and people choosing to go for chilling.
Okay,
chilling
Jarvan's
smite.
gonna die there in the mid lane. I think this might be a double
wow.
kill for Rek'Sai if he plays it right, but he decides against it, just walks back with one kill. Another engage going on in the bot lane. Alistair going full ham on Scarlet right there, but taking a bit of damage in return from Birdie, who was quite unfocused in that little engage.
That was a pointless flash from Rek'Sai in the mid lane. I'm not quite sure why he wanted to go for the flash. And wow, is this a kill? No, not quite. Never mind. I thought Shen was ready, all set to just kill Legend W Fairy. However, Anyway, so the Rek'Sai flash after he got first blood was kind of pointless, and wow, what is this?
So what
Okay,
I think
never
he
mind.
was trying to do was get the knockup on Yasuo because the knockup timer ran out on Yasuo. If he flashed and managed to get that auto attack on him while he was burrowed, he would have gotten another knockup on Yasuo. So I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, but he already queued, didn't he? He unburrowed, he queued, he put the
Yeah.
first hit, and then tried to put the next two hits, hoping it would kill when it really
Yep.
didn't. So
That was a
yeah.
bit of misplay on his part. If he burrowed and did the same, I think he would have probably gotten the kill right there. But
Demacia seems to be taking the Nessus, going to town on that Nessus seriously because
Yeah.
he has landed 2 consecutive taunts in the top lane, and I've stopped talking because I really thought that he'd end up killing the Nessus with those engages because that's how that's how aggressive he's playing right now, and it's actually working well for him.
okay, well, let's take a moment to talk about the items. Jana has completed her side stone, which will give her a bit of vision advantage on the side stone-less Alistair right there, but he did complete his relic shield, so that's a bit of HP in favor of Alistair. Caitlyn picking up a BF sword, whereas Koki completing his phage. And then we have Jarvan who has his stalkers played up with the chilling smite, whereas Rek'Sai has the ranger steel blazer. We see
Wow,
another
that's a
engage going in
brutal
by
audit.
yellow flash. That was a good wind
Oh,
wall. I
that's a
think
death.
it.
That's a death.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
That was a bit
That
of misplay.
was very, very reckless, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like he didn't exercise the possibility of a wind wall. Like, it blocks everything, guys. It blocks even Ari's ults. Like, literally, if
Yeah.
you're an Ari and if you try to go in on a Yasuo through his wind wall, everything will be negated. And that is. Okay. That happened at bot lane.
Yeah.
It's just it's so hard to tell because every time the camera pans to bot lane, it looks like one team is ready to go on the other, but Deathchoke just going in and coming out. Similarly, Scarlet trying to cast a tornado, trying to provide one interrupt for Caitlyn to go in some aggression, but it's not really happening. So both bot
Yeah.
lanes are trading blows. They want something, but they just can't get it. It looks
Yeah, I
like.
think that was the beauty of the blue team bans, the Blitzcrank
Yeah.
ban. As opposed to the Alistair, they knew that the Alistair would be picked and Scarlet just picked the Janna into that. So you can see the disengage
Wow.
coming in from Janna as soon as Alistair just goes in with his combo. And Alistair
Yeah.
just taking quite a bit of damage as compared to the blue team. But Caitlyn is that half HP and Dejo fails his combo right there.
He headbutted
Okay.
with his pulverized
Oh,
on
man.
cooldown, and this might be an
One more.
ultimate coming in.
No, I don't think he will ulti it since Koki can easily block it. Unless he tunnel visions and just misses it completely.
Well, it's still worth it. You're threatening. You're basically
Yeah.
you basically do it for the mental effect, I guess. You always
Yeah.
see teams just throwing everything on just for the mental kind
Just
of
to get
effect.
that little bit of lane advantage, you might say. And
Okay.
Yellow Flash
Wow.
walking
Yellow
straight
Flash.
into Jarvan. The Chilling Smite coming in. The Charm landing by Ari. And the Shen ulti also. The Stand United, I think it's called. And the
Yes, it
the
is.
Q hits. And there you go. Ari.
A turnaround.
Yeah, the
Brilliant
turnaround by Ari.
Wow. Well, as much as it is a turnaround, she kind of did a suboptimal job of doing it. Because first of all, she didn't have to waste a flash for that. So I'm not quite sure. These people, while they are using their flash, they just look like they're using flash freely. There are basically better times and situations to use them. So Yellow Flash, I mean, he's kind of lucky to have gotten away with misflashing twice right now. I feel
Yeah.
like. But again, I mean, I really can't say because I really can't argue with that much because.
Yeah.
Though
think-
Jarvan did come after all and fail his gank, so well, not
Yeah.
fail. The gank was turned around very cleverly, even.
I think Warren, you
But,
can see
yeah.
a better use of flashes in the
I can't argue.
semi-pro
Yeah, I
and
can't really
pro
argue
league,
and
yeah.
provide a better argument for a better flash. My
Yeah.
bad, guys.
That joke just going all in with his WQ combo, but nothing much happening over there. Since there's no follow-up, I don't know why Koki isn't just wild carrying in and just getting
This is
engaged
how
with
the
space
lane has
right
been
there.
going for the. Like
Yeah.
throughout the game, this is how bot lane has been going. They trade blows expecting something miraculous to happen, but they don't. They're doing only half the job. I feel like, and really, I mean, the junglers are the only people left who can make an effect. We saw 87
Yeah.
Gamer come bot lane that one time and then fail his burrow and go back. But after that, we never really saw Jarvan making his own gank at the bot lane at all. So Hellcasted 14 really looking to snowball the Yasuo over the bot lane,
Yeah.
it would seem.
And both the junglers just going for their core items rather than not completing their jungle items right now. So Javan bought a Giant's Belt. I think he'll be building it into a Sunfire Cave, whereas Rek'Sai on the other hand got a Giant's Belt himself with a Null Magic Mantle. So they're not completing their it's like they're not completing their jungle items right now, so they're deciding to go for other cores so that they can help the team out a bit more. Over here,
Wow.
we see Jarvan collapsing on Rek'Sai along with Yasuo, but Rek'Sai deciding to take the easier way out by just flashing. And Ari, okay, the wind wall blocks the charm right there. Didn't block or did he miss? And Rek'Sai comes in with the burrow. There's the knock up into the Yasuo ult. Rek'Sai getting caught out. He has no flash. And
Oh, the shot
he pays
missed.
for it with his life. And that's one more kill for Ari. The damage output coming out
Extremely-
from, yeah, extremely clutch play right there.
Very good follow up from Pew Pew Furious 5 right now, because that was a very good timely attack as well as an extremely good follow up to save the Ari and this thing. And wow,
Okay,
that was lovely counterproductive.
Yeah. You can say that wasn't a dead joke. Get it? Because you know, he
Yes.
got charmed, she would have died,
yes.
but yeah.
Yes. Enough.
Okay.
Now,
So Stand United
look
coming
at the
in.
coordination. Finally.
The burst from Corky is
User
just
in your channel
amazing.
timed
One
out.
phosphorus bomb just takes Jana out of the fight completely.
Well,
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well played by Birdie, we must say. And you kids, you
that
should
was
not
a
teleport
mix.
standing right there.
that was a bunch of mistakes, really, because one after their big, very heroic and extremely well coordinated team fight, Deathstroke kind of went a little too far with his own engage, and like because Corky was just there and they got one kill, they thought they could face the Caitlyn, which you never do, guys. Once you get a kill, the first thing you should be thinking of is how do I escape. Because
Yeah.
as team rank goes, you're always thinking that yes, maybe they're very well coordinated enough that they're calling the jungler who's coming at this very moment, so let me not take the risk, which they don't seem to be doing. So not that I blame them, they have done coordinated well so far, so they probably trusted themselves to handle it, which they kind of didn't work out for them. So hopefully they don't make such mistakes going forward.
But that
in the
was a
game.
good engage. I think the fight went in favor of the blue team the purple team until Alistair just deciding to be lazy and just,
Yeah,
you know.
that's what I'm saying.
keep things there. Yeah.
Their decision to kind of go back in after winning their fight was not really the best option. So
Yeah. Okay,
Wow.
for anybody who's trying to play Rek'Sai, you should keep an eye out for this. But if you look on the map carefully, there's no proper tunnels anywhere. You can see tunnels throughout the top side, like in between these two turrets, but
Oh my God,
there's
clear
no
that water
proper. Okay, Rek'Sai can clear that
he's
water.
not spotting the wards that
What
are
the
right
hell?
there in front of him. Well, okay, that's like a huge,
Yeah.
very, very comical error coming in from there.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the
But,
tunnels, you should just go ahead and place a tunnel on bot lane, and on mid lane and on top lane, just behind the turret, so that you know you can come in for counter. Whereas Koki trying to go full ham while carrying in, getting a bit of damage on, and Alistar and Scarlet Janna fighting it out a bit over there. The Tybrush is warded. I don't think I think both the teams think that you know we have it warded. The other team doesn't. That's why they just walk through it.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
mean, you wouldn't really want to risk mispositioning yourself because it's not like the scales haven't really been tipped in anyone's favor. Because yes, Furious Tribe did have that good fight, but they still can't afford to make that huge early good engages because of the threat of Yasuo. Grimsley on that Yasuo can pretty much just hang around in that dragon area and completely threaten Furious Tribe's positioning every time they so
Yeah.
much as make a trip there. So even right now, the Caitlyn traps. So they just have general like information laid all over the Baron pit, both teams.
Oh god.
Like
Okay.
few,
Varun,
Yeah.
in case you didn't notice, Corky has a huge power spike now. He has a Triforce completed, whereas Caitlyn still doesn't have her Infinity Edge. So Corky
This
can
is-
pretty much outright win any trade against Caitlyn in a 1v1.
that's what one kill and near perfect CS can do to an can
Yeah.
do for you.
But even
That's just
Caitlyn, on the
perfect CS
other
doing
hand,
work.
is just 6 years behind, and she also has a kill. So we can clearly see we can clearly see the difference in ADCs right now in the current patch. Corki with just one item, whereas Caitlyn with just an IE. I think still with Caitlyn's IE and Corki's Typhos, Corki heavily out damages Caitlyn right now.
Yep, given how that's the volatility that Riot wants to bring in really into the meta, especially when it comes to marksman, because you've always had like one Caitlyn whom people pretty much preach as the queen of AD carries, but how far?
Yeah.
You now have a Corki with a Triforce against just one IE Caitlyn. So Caitlyn, while I want to say that yes, she is up there, she only fits into those particular siege comps where she's pretty much there to hit the tower for you. She's just like that one thing that will deal damage to the towers. So,
Yeah.
well, if so long as they put that to good use, they're happy, I guess. Pew Pew lasers.
Well, I think Corki is like a better version of Caitlyn right now. Caitlyn has a Q, Corki has his Phosphorus Bomb. Caitlyn has a Re, Corki has his Valkyrie. Okay, Ari just completely deleting Yasuo off the map. The charm landing, I think she might be able to go for a double kill, but nice chilling smite coming in. Okay, the charm misses yet again, and she decides to back up after that.
Beautiful catch on the Yasuo by the Ari. Completely predicting his position there in order to land the perfect charm. And we all know, like, once you do land that charm, if you have a needlessly large rod and a fiendish codex, you are going to lay down a lot of pain.
They are transitioning it into a dragon. Caitlyn decides to ult out. Ari, meanwhile, trying to provide a distraction for the team, and in the end, that's the dragon fairly
That's good.
easily taken by the purple team.
Well, that's kind of what you do, really, once you've set up a very good catch. So, Yellow Flash, even though he was highly pressured early on, did really good to kind of take out Grimsley, who was pretty much the only thing Furious 5 needed to worry about, really, because they have they had a 2-1-1 Ari along with a 1-0-0 Corki with the Triforce, so you can expect to deal some serious damage onto
Oh
this thing.
god,
And
that's
wow,
failing his combo miserably there. Even flashing for it. Okay, that was kind of embarrassing for him. I just want to see what
Well.
the chat. I just want to see what the chat says right now. One sec. Oh wait, no, Jana
Happens to the best
engaging
of
over
us.
here.
happens to the best of us, Artek. You really can't help it. But oh well. So right now, Grimsley not quite sure what he wants to do with his roam at bot lane. I mean, he should have pretty much realized from Furious 5's Dragon that they pretty much exercise absolute control around that bot lane area. So with that information, he could have actually continued to shove lane. I mean, in fact, he does push turrets faster than Ari does. So that's pretty much the one thing that he can go for. However, with the amount of shadowing that Hellcaster has done for him, the amount of assistance that he has provided in form of ganks or counter ganks, he's really not been translating his advantage as well as Yellow Flash does so far. Because seriously, one
Okay.
catch from Yellow Flash.
Alistair
Wow.
landing a beautiful EQ combo, and Scarlet gets melted by Corki's damage.
Finally, Death Joke. Finally, it's paying off. Your absolute toil, your toil in the early game, literally
But
has
I think
slowly
that was
paying
a
off.
slight okay, Charon with the AQ combo lands perfectly. Shen decides to ulti Death Joke and decides to kill
Negated.
him. Yeah, negated basically. Even before Shen could come here.
Again. Yellow Flash, really showing how well
Wait.
he knows his Ari.
Ari
In that
kill
mid lane.
Yasuo? How? Okay, there's
Yeah,
so much going on. My
basically, he
camera
landed another
decides
charm.
to... Oh, okay, cool.
He
There
landed
was
another
so
charm.
much going
Like,
on, my
basically,
camera didn't go mid.
yeah, I know. Like it went for a split second, but I saw the charm effect on the Yasuo, so I pretty much
Yeah.
gathered what would happen immediately, being an Ari player myself. Once you have the DFG, it's really
Another champ landing, but
Wow.
Legend of Sari decides to turn on Ari. I don't think she will have charm for quite a while, but 3-player coming in, Rek'Sai with the
User
Burrow
entered
provides a
your
knockup.
channel.
Nasus is still alive. After all that damage, he's still alive. He
another
decides to go for
charm,
Ari
Ari,
once
please. Very good.
again. And okay, Ari took the kill after all of that.
Yellow Flash is unstoppable. Like, I mean, like he literally is unstoppable. It's not just a figure.
It's not just a kill figure right now. Like he is pretty much
User in your
untouchable as
channel timed
well
out.
as dealing serious damage to
Yeah.
everyone right now.
He's
So,
all over the map. He's transitioning
yeah.
in this lead into a lead for his whole team. Whereas this Yasuo has not been that effective, apart from the early kills that he has not been able to transition those two kills into any type of advantage for his team.
He's also mechanically sort of being superior even to Grimsley Yellow Flash right now on that RA, because
Yeah.
the way he combos his DFG into the rest of his combo is
Okay,
extremely
he's
good. And
going
wow.
bot for an in-game. Oh my
Bam!
god, did you see the amount of
Yes,
burst coming out
yes.
from Holy Gunners right
And a
there?
beautiful Valkyrie. Oh my god.
Plays being made all around. Rek'Sai needs just one auto attack. He decides to knock off the minions instead of Scarlet. One knock up over there could prove fatal for Scarlet right there. Now there's a 5-man bot coming in. The taunt lands on Nasus.
Wow.
Whereas Ari decides to just take out the
Wow.
squishiest member of the team. DFG into
Absolute.
a charm, into everything, just decimates Scarlet right there. And they're going for the turret there. The turret will fall. And that's about it. A 5-man bot proving really good for the purple team.
Yeah, well, Furious 5, after 15, slightly over 15 minutes of pretty much attempts to do something, finally when things start to happen, too many things happen, and it all ends up working really well for them, starting with Yellow Flash and how he got fed, to this general team fight that they did out here. And Demacia is really like outdoing himself. Like, he is doing a fantastic job on that shit. He is making that pick worth it right now.
Yep, it's like the purple team decided to kick it up a notch all of a sudden. The plays that are coming out by Ari as well as Shen, the teamwork that's being shown is absolutely perfect.
Or is it? Is it rather strats from 87 Gamer? Anyway, nah, I'm just kidding. It's always a lag or a connection issue. They never
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, so let's take a while to talk about the items over here. Quite a few big items coming out from both the teams. Jana has a, what's that thing called, man? Talisman of Ascension, yeah. The Talisman
Yeah.
of Ascension, whereas she also has a side stone. Alistair, on the other hand, has his Boots of Mobility and his
User
Relic
entered
Shield,
your channel.
which he sadly didn't convert into a Face of the Mountain yet, and I think he'll be going for a Round-1 soon. Cocky with that huge boost to his power, which helps him deal tons of damage. He has a Triforce and he's going for Infinity Edge, I guess. Caitlyn, on the other hand, has her Infinity Edge and a Zeal. Jungler is lacking a bit behind Javan. He has his Juggernaut with the Stalker's
User in
enchantment,
your
and he
channel
has a
timed out.
Giant's Belt. And he also has a longsword over there. I think he'll transform it into a Black Cleaver or something later on in the game.
A
Rek'Sai,
large
on the other
portion
hand,
over there to whoa.
oh my god, the charm into
again,
the
that
Q.
joke. Deathstroke for the second time missing his flash there. I don't even. Wow.
But did you see the sheer damage that is coming out of the
Yep.
6-1 Ari? The charm into
Yep.
the Q took out half of Scarlet's HP right there.
Like, if that Jana had been alone, if she had, or if just the Yasuo, or if just one person was with her, she would have just gone right in, ulted,
Yeah.
DFG'd, and that would have been one dead.
I think the DSG
Storm's
into the
Fury.
charm and the Q would have just outright killed Jana right there.
Yep. Very
Yeah.
easily. Very easily. Very much so.
Okay, clear disparity in items coming out in the mid lane. Yasuo has a static shiv, whereas Ari has 1, 2, and almost completing a death cap. So just so that's like 3 completed items on top of Yasuo right there. Yasuo struggling to get even his boots completed right now.
Oh,
Okay, that's
that joke.
missing quite a bit of his combos right there. Okay, that's a gang on 3-on-1. Ari has the Stand United on her, deciding to go all in, misses a charm and the 3 charges on her ult, not able to do that much.
Kind of slowly said, "No, wow,
Yeah.
that is a good steal by Ronald Birdie, but
Oh,
is it
God.
worth it? Is it worth it?
A 2-man taunt coming out. Caitlyn needs to realize that she can't hit Shen since he has Thornmail. Lots of stuff going on around here, lots of engages going on. The Cataclysm in the middle of all that. Scarlet decides to ult, healing up Grimsley quite a bit. There's fights going on around everywhere. Hellcaster doing what he can, doing knockouts here and there.
Grimsley.
Grimsley in the middle of all that gets out with a kill.
User
And I
entered your
think he
channel.
killed himself right there.
This is
Whoa,
probably
okay.
very obsessive, but I was only watching Grimsley for that fight. He was doing extremely well
Yeah.
on that Yasuo. He was just he would go in and he would only dash on after they've landed a highly damaging ability, which is like really good sense from him for team fighting, because he was just bobbing in
User
and
in your
weaving in
channel
and
timed
out
out.
until Scarlet put out her monsoon, which pretty much healed him for the right amount of health that needed in order to turn it around. So ordinarily, I expected him to die. I expected Yellowflash to probably go after him, but I guess he was too kind of focused on the Caitlyn
Java needs to
to go
smite.
for this thing, and wow.
But letting Nasus get his stack right there. Good guy Javan. I think he'll pay for his life over here. Okay, Nasus deciding to chase up. I think he should probably back off. But it looks like he has the damage. That 1Q deals quite a bit of damage on Koki. Koki deciding to Valkyrie out there. And in the end, blue team manages to get the dragon. As well as Nasus gets a few stacks on his Q.
It was a good aggressive invade by Furious 5. The decision definitely was really good, but I feel like they couldn't quite tell what would happen next, especially after Yellowflash had already used his ultimate. So I think after
They
that
did
happened,
manage
they
to
didn't
get
really
an
went really
early
prepared.
kill on Birdie at the beginning of that fight. Birdie necessarily killed himself. He was ignited and then he hit 2 shots on the Thorn-mailed Shen and managing to kill himself. But that was really good all around teamwork and team play by the blue team over there. Jana Salt healing up people quite a bit, and then Grimsley with those amazing ease, and Javan with his knockup managing to turn it around for the blue team. Okay, the champ did it land. It just went through the wind wall, didn't it?
So no, not quite. Like it was obvious that Nations did kind of walk ahead. It's deceptively but it actually happened. Like you can kind of see it. Anyway, so I feel like Furious 5 right now should just kick it back a little and kind of wait on either the next Dragon or Baron, and pretty much just clump up and just use their Fed Ari to put their Fed Ari to good use, and pray. And Yellowflash himself needs to stay safe. Literally stay safe, and he needs to have a vision. He cannot just walk into unwanted territory alone.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, the
User
team needs to
entered
keep
your
him
channel.
safe, and he needs to keep himself safe as well. So hopefully he manages to stay that secure as he was all this while.
Well, if you ask
Or
me, the
seriously,
purple
we're gonna see a
team-
comeback from Pew Pew lasers if he mispositions again
Yeah.
like that.
Well, if you ask me, the purple
User in
team
your channel
should
timed
avoid
out.
team fights, because if you ask me, the team fighting potential on the side of blue team heavily outscales that of the purple team right now.
Yeah.
Javan with his
Really?
knockups and Yasuo with his ult into the Cataclysm will at least kill or take at least 1 or 2 people out of the fight if landed perfectly. And then after that there is Scarlet's ult, Jana's ult Monsoon, which will I think heal up the ADC and the Yasuo to almost full HP. And then there's the Jana shield and all. So I think blue team have a decent advantage on purple team right now. What purple team needs to do is look for picks. Corki has a lot of damage. He has the sock boots with the Infinity Edge and the Typo, so he can duel anyone one-on-one right now apart from the Nasus. He can also take out the Nasus if he plays well. So yeah, they need to do that.
That is true, but one thing which it's kind of unprecedented, which nobody particularly kind of saw, was the Nasus having 256
Hey, wake
farm
up.
in a 29-minute game,
Oh,
and
God,
is
yeah,
actually
just
very
noticed.
heavily stacked up. So he's actually getting big and
Hey,
close to the
wake up.
Nasus that we've grown to fear.
Oh wow,
Now,
he has
this may
504 stacks.
Yeah. So we may not, like, while ordinarily you'd kind of play around the Nasus, trying to this thing. What do you say? Pry on the fact that he needs, if you're range, you can kind of keep a distance from him. But if he grows to be the problem that he is, and with the right amount of coordination and with the right amount of follow-up from his team, he could very well clean up fights himself. Seriously, with the way that he's going, I fully expect him to continue and keep up with the split pushing that he's doing at top lane right now, and the fact that he's just exerting so much pressure out there and attracting.
Yasuo
that-
also the highest level in the game. He has been doing something right. All those items don't look as fierce, but you know, when it comes to teamfight, he is doing a lot more. He's just exhausting. Not exhausting, sorry. He's just withering that Corki and forcing him to just Valkyrie out of the teamfight. So that's basically taking one guy out.
It is true that
User
Blue
entered
Team
your
has
channel.
Pew Pew Lasers have the better teamfight comp in the form of just because of a Yasuo and their ability to just heavily turn it around, and they're pretty much as and when they clump. But again, like Furious 5's side, like literally the only thing I'm expecting right now is for Death Choke to kind of step up and just stay and peel for the Corki, because Holy Gunners is literally like 3, 1, and 2, who is like
User in
you
your
can
channel
literally
timed
trust
out.
your AD carry to do all the damage instead of going in and initiating on your own and expecting some other thing to happen. So
Yeah.
Rek'Sai protecting Ari, Shen protecting, Alistar protecting Corki, and Shen just generally being in the vicinity. So I feel like Furious 5 should kind of back off and kick it back a little bit and play a protect the Corki game, where literally leaving up all the damage to Holy Gunners, because as we all know, he deals mixed damage. He's not just a flat physical damage that can be shut down with a single Thornmail. Not that there is a Thornmail anyway, because we do see the Nasus building a Spirit Visage and a Merc Treads. So there is barely any armor on their side. So if Furious 5 recognize this, they can literally just leave everything to Holy Gunners in order to deal damage and just pretty much play around him. The Ari can just charm any target that's right next to him. The Alistar can keep the front line away, as well as the Shen.
User
And the
entered
Rek'Sai
your
can pretty
channel.
much stay right next to him, dealing damage as much as he can as well. Now, for this to happen, they need to ensure one big thing: not to get caught. Seriously, the very composition that Pew Pew lasers are running, single target, they're set for dueling. The Jarvan can pretty much 1v1 you. The Yasuo can definitely 1v1 you. The Nasus all the more so. So you cannot
in your channel
particularly
timed
leave
out.
yourself alone in the face of Pew Pew lasers right now. And it does look like the team has run out of pause time, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure why being this thing. I could kind of ask them to resume, but it's already 3 minutes past. Anyways, I suppose we wait till 20 minutes, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So,
Right. I'll cast the next
after
one.
reconnects finally. Also, I would like to see the Rek'Sai stepping up his game a bit, since he has been
Yeah.
not his presence has not been felt around the map. I don't think he has used his ulti even once in this entire game.
I
So.
feel like even he could have just
User entered
fallen
your
up
channel.
to like flat out damage. Like as I said, if they play the protect the Corki comp as they're going, even if he had built flat out
Yeah.
damage, say with like a Tiamat or something, any scary item really, he
Since he
can pretty
has-
much
Yeah,
clean up.
since he has a Devourer, I think he should just go into the jungle and keep farming and get those stacks up. He has a Randuin, so I think that's all the defensive item he needs in this game.
User
he can
in
just
your
go for a
channel timed
Triforce
out.
after this, and then he can get Maw of Mortius if he wants for that shield, or he can get Black Cleaver. Actually, a Black Cleaver is really effective on Rek'Sai because of his Q. It deals those stacks around everyone in that team fight. So yeah, it's quite useful. So you can concentrate on those items now, instead of just sticking around the team and not being that help. He can just go into the jungle, keep farming. As he has his camps up, he can just do that. He can counter jungle, he can do whatever he wants basically, because the Trailblazer does reduce the cooldown of smite, so he can just smite and just keep farming. Also, he can put up tunnels in different lanes, and he can just go and push the other lane. In case a team fight breaks out, he can just use his ult and get back into the team fight as soon as he comes. So as
Not
soon as it starts.
anymore, Rishi. Ranger's Trailblazer
What?
does not decrease the cooldown of smite anymore. That was
Are you
implemented
serious?
since patch 421.
Hey, it says smite deals damage in an area, dealing half damage to all monsters, right?
But it doesn't go on on 15-second lesser cooldown.
Oh, okay, so it's just
It
the
deals
AoE
damage in
smite.
an area, but it
Okay,
does not go like 15 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It's not a shorter duration anymore.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, just say.
Yeah, I don't build that. I just prefer the chilling smite over
Yeah,
any other
that's
smite.
primarily the reason why people don't really build it anymore
Yeah.
after patch 421, because they just took away that shorter CD,
User
so
entered
farming
your channel.
junglers could not particularly snowball as much as they could earlier.
So Nasus right now is being a huge problem for the purple team. They should just concentrate on They can like Nasus is kind of infinite scaling, so there's no real way to deal with him unless you send like two people, at least two people up top to deal with his Q farming madness that he is going
User
up
in your
there
channel
right
timed
now.
out.
Yes, we all envision that Nasus, that fed Nasus right there in front of you, slowing you down, killing you all one by one with just one single Q that costs 20 mana.
Yeah, okay, this will
Because
be
why
fun to
not?
see how much damage he does. Oh, it just walks. Okay, that was a bit lackluster. Oh wow,
Wow!
okay.
Wow! Beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful damage. That's what happens when you get caught by an Ari Charm late game.
Wow
Not even
just
late game,
sums
mid
up,
game. She has 2 items.
So basically a charm into a DFG into two of his spells, you're done, Jana. Yeah, the game is over. And Rek'Sai going balls deep into three people. What was that? He just got withered and he just came back. He could have just knocked off anyone and into the Shen taunt. They could have at least made
Not
something
quite.
happen.
First of all, the Shen was too far, and second of all, they wouldn't go anywhere with it. They wouldn't be able to. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to lead it or translate it into anything because it's a Nasus,
User
and they're
entered
not
your
going to
channel.
immediately kill him anytime soon.
Oh, the flash EQ
And wow.
into the art! Instantly deleting Arya of the map. That was a beautiful combo. Wasting 2 hours, but I think that was worth it, deleting Arya of the map.
What did I say earlier? Yellow Flash needs to take care of himself. Yellow Flash needs to
Yeah.
stay with his team and not really go in and get caught. This is what like Furious 5 should fear, and really they just don't seem to
User
be doing much
in your
about it.
Okay,
Wow.
that was a reckless engage by 87 Gamer, smited by Hellcaster right out of the map, and here we go, Shen basically non-existent. He's trying to be that annoying little tank, but people just ignore him and kill him at last. That was really good focus
Wow.
on the
Everything
part of the
going
blue
wrong.
team. Yeah.
Everything's going wrong. Like
Okay, that
seriously,
was-
I'm
yeah.
out of words to say because I pretty much perfectly called out what they have to do, and they haven't bothered to see, they haven't bothered to recognize their core key strength, and they're just pretty much leaving him back to deal damage, praying that nobody ever gets to him. When in reality they can make them not get to him. But they don't seem to be realizing this. They don't seem to be letting the core key do all the damage, and these guys just fall back. They are Yellow Flash should literally be right next to Holy Gunners right now. Seriously, that is the most safest spot because everybody is planning to do that. Everybody should be planning to just protect Holy Gunners, which they don't seem to be doing. They're failing to recognize the strength of a really good of a mixed damage dealing marksman on the team.
Also,
And it's
that was
costing them
really
this dragon as well.
poor positioning by the purple team. They kind of got funneled up in that little road. I don't know what
Yeah.
to say there. Yeah, little road thingy which leads up to their turret. So they all got caught over there. 87 Gamer. I don't know what went on through his head. He just burrowed into their faces. Okay, he's going for it once again. Shen leading the charge right there. Can he get the
User
taunt
entered your
on
channel.
Body kiting beautifully. The charm misses on Nasus, and looks like 87 Gamer caught out once again. Shen trying to do what he can, and
Wow.
Corky flies in with that insane burst.
That was
but
dumb.
Nothing happens right there. Okay, Birdie's still alive amidst all of this. The two tanks
That
fighting
was
5.
extremely. This
That
is so
was extremely
dumb.
like poor coordination. Okay, Birdie
Furious
should not
5,
hit.
why are you doing
User
this?
in your channel timed out.
Okay, this is like the prime
This is
example of how not to
Sad to
you know,
watch.
play a
This
game
is sad
when
to
you
watch
have-
because there was no reason for 87 Gamer and Demacia to just run right in and kill and go for engage on like
Yeah.
3 people at a time. In fact, they had the perfect turnover opportunity there because Legend W Flare was going on a 1v3 against the Alistar, the Corki, and the Ari, who are their most damaging people. So they could have just gone right on to Nasus and killed him in a blink of an eye. Seriously, because you really want to protect your damage dealers as a tank and a frontline, and that's
Okay.
what these guys aren't doing, it seems.
Can 87 Gamer be the hero right now? Can he get the steal? The ward's in there. Hellcaster is quite low. Here comes
No.
87 Gamer, but misses the smite. Down with a good smite right there. And Rek'Sai paying with his life.
Rek'Sai needs, as you said, Rek'Sai needs to step up, and not only does he need to step up, he needs to analyze. He needs to see what he needs to do. He needs to realize what he has to do as well,
Yeah.
because he is tanky, and just because he is tanky
User
does not mean
entered
he
your
jumps
channel.
right in with a fed Shen. In fact, it's sure, yes, as a Shen, you want to soak up the damage, but you're not really protecting your Corki by jumping in and dying well before Corki can even begin dealing damage.
He's basically not
they're just
doing anything in
mistiming their
this-
engages.
Yeah, it's basically not doing anything. It just ease in, gets it a few times, tries to walk back, gets low, then comes in. It doesn't even
User
queue. I
in
don't
your
know what
channel
he's
timed
doing.
out.
I don't think he has practiced this champ as much, and I think it's a poor pick on his behalf because I don't see what he's trying to do over here.
Well,
Okay, look at
I'm
this.
not
He
quite
has a
sure.
Devourer. He has a Devourer with 3 stacks on it. That shouldn't happen. It's 34 minutes into the game. You have a Devourer with 3 stacks on it. It means you have killed or you have participated in kills 3 times after you got that item. So
Despite
I don't
everything that
know.
happened, it does look like Furious 5 are still hungry for fights because look at that top
Yeah.
lane. They're so ready to engage, even though
constantly
Pew Pew
keep
lays the
going for
Baron
fights.
up. Pew Pew lays the Baron up. Why would you want to fight Furious 5?
Oh, the charm landing, damage coming out from Ari. Ari gets
Bad.
melted by Caitlyn as well as Jarvan right there. And they decide to fight even more. They still have the monsoon
Ow.
to heal them back up.
Ow.
The Baron of minions are like wrecking through everyone right now. The ulti comes in from Birdie. Okay, Dead Joke and Rek'Sai are really low HP, but Dead Joke dies over there and Rek'Sai just manages to go back yet again.
Extremely,
And this should
extremely
be
poor
GG.
positioning.
Yeah.
Furious 5 are
This
throwing
should
this
be
just
GG.
with bad positioning alone. They were so ahead. They were so set for victory, and then they just, in 2 big team fights, they just completely turned the match around, and that will be a loss. Wow.
User entered your channel.
That's like really. I don't know what to say. Furious 5, you played so well. What happened? They must be completely speechless right now that how
That's
this
the thing.
game turned
Since the
against
pause,
them.
they just couldn't. Since the pause, they just couldn't see that. Okay, this is all we can fall back to because given the enemy's items, given that these set of variables are provided to us, they kind of played things
User
wrongly
in your channel timed
after
out.
after
Yeah.
that one pause. Like things just started going down the drain.